Okay, we can return this here. And as we said, we are moving to the next set. And we are still in the Silver League, just in a different group. This time around, it's Cybercool, or in-game it appears to be Line MD, and the Trancos. So we have a India against Argentina matchup here.
Ooh, interesting.
Yep, I imagine the scheduling was very interesting for both of them as well. And dear lord, let me just do a really quick check here, because if I don't want to get the flag wrong. That's a poly thing to do. I don't do that usually.
Throwing shades left and right, good.
Yeah,
Make sure that Paul is in the chat just so you can hear it as well.
I've seen him. I think he's in voice somewhere, so he might be playing one of his like Hellraiser games or something, or he might be still around. Who knows? But let's just.
In the meantime, I'm getting the games from the server.
Okay,
so
perfect.
I can
So we're
watch it
giving
on
a
my
bit of
capture
time
as well.
to Emma as well to check this all together.
I got the games.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, it is India. It is India. I'm very smart, obviously. But there we go. I'm just drinking some more of my Coke. If anyone of you is wondering why the Coke is in a weird bottle, don't. That's all I have to say. Just don't. And let's actually go right into the Civ drafts, or the map drafts here, sorry. So we're of course starting off with the map drafts for both of them. And the first ban is gonna be Socotra. Oh, come on, I'm ending the stream here, guys.
Okay. you know who to not root for, I guess, immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Like whoever bans Socotra is not on my good list. So I'm gonna make a list for myself of guys I casted and who banned Socotra, and I'm just gonna avoid them going forward.
Can we start this list from now on? I don't want to be retroactively hit with this punishment. If possible.
Okay, from this point onward, so Emma gets a free pass.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But Emma, since you know me, you and I are in the same league. If we do run into each other and you ban them, I'm just giving myself the admin win.
No, I don't. I will not ban it against you.
You'll
I'm
not ban
saving
it.
up.
You're saving something for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, perfect.
There are maps when I'm banning because I'm saving up tactics which are either untested or I have something that is tested and I know it will work.
Okay.
And I don't want to show up, so.
To be fair, like I haven't said this on streams yet, but because of the reason that I've played so many tournaments, sets, streams, and casts, and people mentioning it, people know I love Socotra, and people know what I play on Socotra. I do have actually another trick or two in my sleeve personally for Socotra that I haven't shown to people yet.
I hope we will match up in the future, or if not, you can we can basically make private games and
of course. To be fair, like I have two ideas on what I want to do, but one of them is so much of an idea that it's literally had no practice. So
I know. I had a game like that today.
Yep. But also Pacific Islands banned from DS Trancos. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's a good man right there. But also a very fun map, actually. It just seems hella hard to play in terms of there's a lot of things to take into consideration on that one. And Lowland as the pick for Cybercool, and Scandinavia for Trancos. Very cool maps as well.
I like those.
And of course we're starting on Bogland. If anybody had any doubt of where we are going. Wait, I need to check with the other guys from the administration. Did anybody fix this so that it always gives you Bogland by the admin pick? Because every single time I feel like we had it left to the admin picks, the admin pick was like, oh yeah, play Bogland. That's a fun map, play Bogland.
I think Bogland has been picked. I think Bogland and Lowland has been, or at least I see them a lot.
Yeah, Pride. Pride's right. Like Pride and me, somehow all the Denians have not played so far. So me and him matching up, even though it might go horribly wrong and bad for me, I still want to match up with that guy finally.
Nice.
And let me put you all on the Be Right Back stream while I load in to the game. And we can start game 1 that will be on Bogland, as said.
Show the Civ matchups or the Civ picks? Because I saw the map, but I didn't show the.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Emma. Okay. Really quickly there, I was a moron.
I mean, debate. I would just prefer to know when they use the pixies and when they go with the random one.
Yeah. No. We're doing definitely supposed to be doing the drafts. I was just got caught up in the talk about playing Pride, playing Boglands, but there we go. So first Civ ban was the Franks actually, and then
I
Sicilians
can
and
respect that.
Romans in response, and then Magyars. Okay, okay.
Understandable.
I'm
I think they are. Look, if you think that you can get them, they are versatile, so I understand the ban behind it.
Yep. Um, I'm
Look,
rooting for Trankos. This guy. This guy banned
yeah,
Socotra and the Magyars.
yeah, but what would you do? What would you be more comfortable with? To ban Magyars or give it to your opponent?
What would I be more comfortable with?
Yeah.
I'd be more comfortable with maybe give. Depends on what like who my opponent is. Like if I
Yeah.
check his history and see a lot of Magyar games, I would be more weary of it. But if it's just like one of the picks he plays, I've like played enough Magyar games and lost enough Magyar games to know what to do, like or to be able to respond to it. I'd say. So I don't know. It's a pick that I would like make him like because the drafts are always a game of it's not just what you ban, it's what you say, like you're leaving it up for him, so he risks taking it and losing a spot to it or not taking it at all. And there we go, Dozerto resubscribe with Prime. Thank you, Jurgen. And he says go sub guys, so don't listen to me, listen to him.
You should pin that message if possible.
Yeah,
Just to be
we're
more
pinning that
humble.
for all upcoming streams.
No,
Yeah.
you can do it. You cannot pin messages from prior streams on top.
Oh,
It
okay.
has
So
to be the
I need
content.
to have Jurgen come in every single stream just for 5 minutes, just write that in. Or I can have like one of you guys who are mods rotate every single stream and just say that, and I just pin it in the
That
start.
could work, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a pinned donation message.
Yeah. And also give that man a shout out. I think we've gave that man a shout out already. But I'm fine with that as well. But let's see here. So as I said, I would be fine because it is a mind game of a sort as well. In terms of you are not banning the civ because you might want to pick it, and if the opponent knows that, then they have to pick it themselves and waste a pick on it, or not waste a pick, but simply use a pick on it that they might have wanted to use something else for, because you might take it then. So that being said, the first pick was Spanish for Cybercool, and then Malians and Mongols for Trancos, and Berbers.
Ooh.
So Berbers Spanish on one side,
I
Malians Mongols on the other, and let's see what the randoms did to them.
I'm a little bit interested or intrigued with getting both Spanish and Berbers because that to me Berbers seems like a perfect counter pick for Spanish. So it
Hmm.
might have. I'm not sure if it was in the card for him, but maybe he picked it so Jeremy cannot get randomed into it.
Yeah, very true. And then it might be like maybe maybe envisions like a 1v1 game, like 1v1 score, and then the third game he can go Spanish, knowing full well that like the best counter
Could be.
that can be go into it he already removed from his opponent's pool. But his opponent got Malay, Bengalis, and Italians from the random civs, and he got Japanese, Teutons, and Saracens.
I think. Yeah. I think the draft were slightly in favor of Lineham.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that, and I feel like Lynam did really well on the draft and with the randoms of what he got. I prefer his standpoint and viewpoint. And Bogland,
Uh,
Scandinavia, Lowland, yeah, it worked better. I think it worked better overall.
yeah. For the safe picks, I prefer Trankos.
Mhm.
But Lineham I think definitely had the win in the random safe game.
Yeah, and our chat is saying as well, drafting is important and half the game, honestly. And yeah, they're completely right. And it's one of the fun parts, and it's one of the parts where why we wanted these random civs to happen as well. Like it makes you have to be that much more flexible and like you're gonna have a play all three set with just picking two civs, which means you're gonna have to adapt at least a bit to what you might originally want to be doing
Yep. I
in the set
can't wait
itself.
to see the drafting system when it comes to best of five and best of sevens.
Me too, man. No, I'm just kidding. We of course have something ready already. I'm not gonna be revealing it or saying it as of yet, but as we said, like we have a lot of clips already ready, so come weekend, you can expect myself and Neo, and hopefully likes if he's available, on a stream with some highlights, with some standings and results, with a recap of the tournament so far, with how everything's looking. So you can get quite some input and then see the standings, and we'll make it like a Sky Sports segment.
Will it be on Saturday or Sunday?
We'll see depending on the time we have. Like both Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday work for me, I would say. And I mean, I work, but like after work, I would assume both days work for me. So I have to check with Neo as well, and with likes. And we haven't determined like with Neo. I guess we might do it on his stream, or we'll do it on mine. It doesn't even matter that much. But yep, for sure it's gonna be fun. So stay tuned for that as well with us. But right now, I'm gonna send you on the Be Right Back screen, because this time we are actually loading in the game because we actually did the drafts completely. And we are loading in for everybody's favorite map, Bogland. Of course, I'm kidding. It's Crater Lake for everybody's favorite map.
I don't know what people prefer after this game, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, true.
Should begin to like
True.
Crater Lake.
And we are in, but I am going to pause for a quick second to, as always, make sure that the players are represented in terms of Elo and their respected countries. Or in case we have a Hungarian player for Emma, that would be unrespected countries.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll always point it out. I mean, that would be really tricky if you weren't actually Hungarian, which just makes it funny.
Yeah, actually, I was debating to change my name to the Hero of Denmark just to throw off everyone,
Ah,
but I decided against it.
I mean, I think you've done enough throwing off because your name is literally Emma, and, and you're completely
I
not
mean, the
Emma.
two favorite thing I like. I like Emma Stone, the actress, and I like Stonewalling in Age of Empires too.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
Okay, two
Let's
things.
combine the two.
First off, just to point out, we have Spanish right away for Cybercool on Boglands, and the Malay for Trancos here.
Ooh.
So interesting choices here. Secondly, you just said you like Emma Stonewalls. We've talked about this recently. You do basically not know a single movie she's in. And I don't blame you for it. I just find this argument now kind of.
I knew 4 movies because I watched the Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling trilogy.
What the
So
hell
that
is
is
the
4.
Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling trilogy?
It is Gangster Squad, La 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 Land, and Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay, you watched La La Land and Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I mean,
And I also watched the Help, which is a great movie, but she's
I want to apologize to everybody on stream. If I have knew this when he asked to co-cast, I'd be solo casting this game by these sets by now. What the hell?
It was your fault for bringing up this question, to be honest.
Yep, true. I'll take the hit for it. But seriously, like, I mean, to be fair, this is more hurtful for you than it is for me. You had to watch the movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, they are good movies.
Yeah, chick flicks. Yeah, it's definitely chick flicks.
You may not like it, but hey, this is it. But going back to the game, DS Trancos actually managed to not build the houses, so he got level applied either way.
Yep.
He now forced 2 houses and already missing a villager. And I do believe the opponent has made the same mistake, so they are both being blessed by pride right now. Which Elo group are we talking about?
We're in the same. We're in the same
Oh, okay.
league we were, and these are 1070 Elo right now for.
I guess
Cybercool
not experienced
1000
nomad
Aqua.
players.
DS Tranco's actually at the identical Elo I'm at right now,
Good.
and yeah, as you said, like kind of weird, like both of them going for the geese first. I do believe the hunt is faster, and it's right next to the mill here. But it happens. Both players around the same amount of idle TC time so far as well.
I guess they don't know this map that well, and also not experienced in nomad style map, so I'm not holding it against them.
I'm also at a point where I don't think I know this map this well, but I'm also at a point where I don't think I'll ever get to know it better than I know it now, in terms of I'm not letting it through the draft anymore. So that will be fine that way as well. But let's see, so game 1 of this set, again, play all 3 as ever. And we have prize blessing all over, as Jurgen himself says it as well.
Good. Good.
Okay, so now we're
He's
sending
always
two
the third
villagers
party
over.
in the game, I guess.
Yep. DS Drankos with a 2 really advantage already as well. And it's most likely due to the... Actually, no, he was the one that
It's
didn't got the
faster
houses
TC
with time.
placement. I think it's faster TC placement because the TC time is the same and melee doesn't get any advantage TC rated
Yep.
other than the faster age up.
Yeah, true. Did you message the players that you're casting them now? I only posted the original pointing out of the stream in the stream information, Jurgen. If you can do me a favor and just reply to that message and let the players know, like those 2 players know that we are on their set right now, that would be nice if they want to hop in as well.
And Trancos is making sure that he gets no longer blessed by Pride in the near future, so he's
Yep.
dropping houses left and right to form a wall.
Yep.
Which is not a bad move, actually.
Yep, but we are leaving a hole in, as well as if we fill in the hole, we are not leaving a way out there. So we'll
Yeah,
see how it
easier
goes.
than to build the gate, I guess.
Yep.
But Cybercool might manages to receive another blessing by our Godfather Pride.
Yep. And Cybercool does it. Cybercool does it, and
He's
10
placing down
points
a
for
house
Gryffindor.
after.
Pride,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
keep doing it. It's
How can he get away with this? I don't know.
Yep. And as well, still seeing the same equal lead now being, so to say, kept alive. And again, why is it that only my set got those weird fucking wood lines where it all had holes in the middle of them? Everybody else gets the normal wood line they can wall off.
Have you seen my game? I've also got the desert variation, I like to call it. Where basically you cannot really see where the holes are unless you have like small trees, but even then it can be tricky.
Yep.
Yeah, I certainly hate the desert variation. The other
Yep.
maps are fine. The wood line are much more thicker.
Yep.
There are no hidden holes in it.
And
So.
to be fair, like I played this map with you and one other time as well, like in terms of practice for the tournament, and I didn't get the Arabia generation before that.
No,
So it was really
it was the
funny
first time
when
for
I
me.
just and it was really funny for me against Bujaji when I just saw like 10 light cab inside my base, and I was like, what the hell is actually going on here? Like, why is
I
this
guess
going
it was
on?
fun.
Yeah, very, very fun, very fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that the variation like that existed, to be honest, before.
Seems like a good
Strength
map
is already up.
So, chess in black and white, it does, like, taking into consideration that this is a very vulnerable map in which you don't need a lot and you can re-wall behind it easily when something gets broken. And it's also a very hard to build on map. So, this is kind of, I don't know, I keep saying it, I feel like containment is a good way to go on this map. If you're the one, like, doing aggression, doing the forward aggression, but you're unable to, like, break in and break through, you could try and contain your opponent because he's gonna run out of space.
Yeah, Trancos, I believe, already scouted the opponent, but I don't think the Cybercool managed to do the same.
Cyber was actually looking at his scouting right now. He was right next to the hill where his opponent is, but didn't scout out the buildings. But we'll now see the stable going up. So that's nice scouting right there because he sees the stable going up from DS Trancos. But on the other hand, no, it's DS Trancos who also circled around but has not found his opponent. So some nice scouting, very nice scouting by DS Trancos. Not really detailed on all sides, but has scouted a lot and went around his opponent a bit.
I don't really like stable play from Malay, to be honest. Not in Feudal Age, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it in Feudal Age, and I mostly hate it later. So.
Yeah, I mean, unless he goes elephants, but
again, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't these the absolute aren't these the worst elephants available in the game?
Yes, but they are cheap.
Yeah, they should be cheap because they are the worst elephants in the game.
Yeah, but also the seed bonus that they get, it is, I believe, 20% up in Castle and 25 in Imperial.
Yep, true. I mean, all of that's true, and I guess it works out as well, but I don't know, like, when you can get only one defensive upgrade, when you can't get bloodlines, when you... I don't know. Simply feel like you're not built for that. I prefer the two-handed
Yeah,
swordsman becoming a trash unit and just spamming them. Honestly.
I will show you the ways of the melee ones, but definitely, I think earlier on before they would get the free defensive upgrades,
Mhm.
and before the rebalancing of
Mhm.
the Karamit warriors, I think the defense had a much more presence in the game.
Okay.
But right now they are just being outshined. Like you really need to make it work, and I don't think the game really gives you that window, especially not on this map.
Mhm. Yep. Just in black
But
and white says
I
that they are cheaper than Cavalier and stronger than Cavalier. But does that
true, but they're slower
account
as well.
for? But yeah, but does that account for the idea of having all the upgrades? Like depending on if the Cavaliers get the upgrades.
Yeah, granted, Strankos has managed to find value with the two scouts he made and also forced the enemy to get into space, but he got a villager killed
Yep.
already.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
look at the idle
I'm
TC
I'm just
time.
gonna say yeah and nod my head as if I was able to catch it on stream. We didn't catch it. I was looking at something else, but you can believe I'm a word for it, and we do have it on the Eco KD scoreboard.
Yeah, almost two villagers with better micro to be honest, but hey,
Mhm. Yep.
uh, it didn't work out.
Yep.
I just don't like the idle TC time to be honest. Strankos had an advantage
Mhm.
due to the faster rage up, but that two villagers is now gone basically, eaten up by the LTC time.
Yep. But also, I say really like I don't know how prepared they are for the map itself. It feels
Uh,
a lot different, and it's possible
yeah,
that some of
yeah,
them have the same issue I have, where I told you this already. Like I'm bad at maps that don't have starting boards. It always messes up my uptimes and how I should approach it. And it can be possible that the players reach the same issue.
could be. I'm not blaming anyone for huge idle TC time in this, but 3 minutes in,
Yep.
in, in feudal age, that is a lot.
Okay.
Like
So we
I
do
don't
have a
know
food
what's the
wall
game
up
plan
here.
behind it.
And thanks to the scout walking in and getting information from Cybercool, DS Trankos did remember to add a palisade wall and close out this hole. So he is closed in over on this side.
And oh, actually, Trankos has already made a defensive spear, and now he's taking into archers. I think he wants to. Well, he already showed sign that he wants to do feudal aggression,
Yep.
and I think it will show. My only
Okay,
concern
so
is that there is no blacksmith on the map for him right
my
now.
only concern is Cybercool has enough for a castle and is sending villagers forward, but he's not in castle age, has not clicked up to castle age.
Yeah, I mean,
And
well, he
I'm
can tower rush. Don't forget the Spanish villagers build
build
faster, so
faster, but
yeah.
not when this happens. And please delete the tower. Please delete the tower.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. I now saw it. Nice game plan, but terrible execution.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
never like seeing this. Please, okay,
Uh,
we're not gonna even delete the tower, I guess, here. I think we're just gonna lose the resources. Yep.
yeah.
Uh,
Granted,
this is something I always like pointing out to people. I'm really not a big fan of, or I'm really have an issue with people going without any military support, just sending villagers forward. Especially when you like he was actually raided by these scouts, so he knew that there's at
yeah, yeah,
least
yeah.
scouts there. Now he even finds out that there's even archers and a spearman. So it got him some insight, but it cost him 3 villagers, and now we
Yeah,
have a full
it
eco league
wasn't
for
worth it.
Troncos. Yep.
Like, I don't hate the idea, and also that it's questionable that he did it without any formal scouting. But
Yep.
then again, this is a fast castle map, so like I kinda can understand it. He was unlucky in placement, but not deleting the tower is actually the really
Yeah, but
annoying point, and
I
also both
still
of them out of castle age.
I still feel like if he was gonna do this with the towers, he should have went in sooner. If he's
Hmm.
gonna have so much stone as he does, then you just wait up for the castle as you clicked up now, and you are the Spanish, so you drop a castle and start going conquistadors.
Yeah, I
So
agree with
I
you.
think it's an either or situation,
Yep. I
not
have
a
to agree
both.
with 100%.
Yep. And now, of course, Tranquus will be the first in castle because he has the melee bonus to be going up faster, and he's gonna be also moving forward with his army as well. So let's see if he can
I,
actually find some damage. But does
I
not
mean,
appear there's many
he
alleyways
can
to do so.
defend.
Yeah,
Because Trankos has new
yeah,
defensive upgrade. Granted, the light cavs
yeah,
or scout
yeah,
currently I think outlive their purpose.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
what he can do is just raid the villagers,
hmm
of the freshly created meal.
yeah, yeah, very true. But to be fair, like even though we do point out that archers are good on this map, like this area itself where the farms are, the main farms, is the hardest one to get nearby archers because you have a tower that's on a hill, so you're gonna be downhill, and the villagers here will just get garrisoned in the tower. That's gonna eat your archers up very very fast. So that's not the best of alleyways of approach here for Trankos. He does realize he does not want to lose the scouts. The archer, sorry, pulls them back and makes them into crossbowmen here. And we even have a knight out on the field. So trying to do a bit of both, doing crossbows because it goes good for the melee, but also doing knights because it's the best castle age unit available.
Yeah, but with 0 upgrades and melee knight,
Yep.
I mean, if he can manage to find early value, then yes.
Yep. Kind of ironic that the only blacksmith upgrades have is valuable to the one spearman that we have. We have 2 levels of
Yeah.
infantry armor upgrades, and it's gonna
Yeah,
benefit
but
this
that
one
is
spearman.
given free by the Steve upgrade or Steve
Okay, they
bonus.
get that. I mean, like the Magyars get the attack upgrade.
Yeah,
Oh.
but here they get the defensive armor for infantry. Like I say, I still believe that Trankos didn't made the blacksmith as of yet.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, like people, I do need a lot of more of these informations, and I'm getting them overcast and over Emma helping me on
You're
history
welcome.
casting as well. But don't mind me missing these kind of stuff. I so far
I'm here
like
then.
I would say decent knowledge, but it's mostly about the civs that I played against a lot or played as a lot.
Like a crossbow without fetching is really not the best play.
Mm-hmm.
And if Cybercool places his cards right, they are going to walk into the castle or the tower fire.
Yeah.
Oh no, Trankos realizes and pulls them back, but
Yep. But
still.
we have conquistadors on the way, and this is a nice amount as well to be having
Yeah,
a very
in
very
the
cool
castle
unit.
Mustang. Currently, he has a really good base setup where he can't really get raided unless Trankos manages
Mm-hmm.
to walk behind the wood line and
Oh.
attack the
And
only 3 exposed villagers in the
do we
back,
have
and he might be able to do
but
it.
now that we see there's even knights on the field, I wonder if we get a monastery and maybe get some. Okay, we're getting some raids here in, but I wanted to think if we get some missionaries out in the field.
Could work, could work. I don't think he has the gold income for it, but
Yep.
technically
Okay.
it could work. And
Take one knight
currently we
out.
are using the conks to respond to the damage that has come in.
And they will scare off the knights and the scout cav, but there's some more troops being prepared for the melee on the other side, and even some more knights as well. That's now
Frankos is
12
being
crossbows.
blessed by pride another time, but he's also now currently at 2 TCs.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping another archer range, but making sure that we don't have a blacksmith upgrade just in case. We
Yeah.
don't need. Oh, actually, wait. A blacksmith has been created, and now we're getting the first armor upgrade for cavalry, which is also the last armor upgrade for cavalry.
And I kind of don't like this only in the sense of I feel like they are not adjusting to the civ they are playing. I think they're just
Yeah.
playing to the game style they have and usually like, and not kind of adjusting it to the civ that they got in this case.
Yeah,
And
like
it's not impossible to win a game like this, but it's not like optimal, and it can leave you in a bad spot because you attempted to force down something that the civ is not built for.
like melee has fully upgraded archers,
Mhm.
even arbalest, so we are not taking advantage of it really. Instead of using cavalry on a map where it is very choke pointy.
Yep. And the conquistadors are now in. Will they be able to get
Yeah.
any kills? But they're under TC
They
fire
will,
already.
they will die, but I think they will get enough value.
Let's see. That's
Um,
one villager. Will we see two? Not yet. So
I
maybe he
think
was
it will be
hoping he
three.
can still go out to here, but that's not gonna be the case. And now he can't get the. I don't think that's value. That's like one villager in a gate. That was just one villager in a gate,
Don't
unfortunately.
think it was a bad thing, but also he has his army split up and he's taking up 2 skirmishers.
Yep. And he had 10
Or 3.
conquistadors at that point, but similar to DM Pent that we've seen in the previous set, he did split them up. So I guess he's not the greatest.
Yeah, but at least he is now sending sending all the army at one place.
Chess in black and white says the only way I learn anything is playing with 200s, 1200s and making mistakes. I mean, of course, I think just playing and making mistakes is literally the way you improve, really.
Yeah.
You just have to keep doing it, no matter like how annoying it can get at times. Now this is not a good fight for Cybercool while they are.
No,
Leaving
it
here?
is not. He is taking out the cavalry, which is I don't think it's the real concern for him.
Yeah, I think he's also just kind of getting what he can get out of the situation right now. And there's even the skirms out in the field. Some nice micro by GS Drancos to save that knight here. Kind of winging away from the
Trankos
shots
is
here.
rebuilding up idle TC time though.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's not a fan of product. I think he was graduating from the same school as you was, which is after like 15 villages we don't need anymore. That's fine. That
Yep,
is a Rico.
yep, something like that.
We just save bank up present. Just go.
Yep. But I also like the only way I saved my idle TC time was you can't idle as much if you just have one TC. I don't know what's the point of having
Yeah.
so many of them when you don't need them.
Or you can just delete the TC and
You know?
then the clock just stops.
Yeah, exactly. Like one idle TC, it's more than a strat. It's a way of life, really. So,
It makes sense.
so welcome to the Church of One TC All In. I'm one of the priests there.
I think you are the Archbishop, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much. And to be fair, it's more of a cult. So it's not like a
Yeah.
full-on religion. We're very cultish here. It's like Gold Roger said it today. Like I'm not good for coaching because I don't listen to what anybody says, and those are words to live by. And that's exactly the mentality you need for the one idle,
Yeah.
one idle TC all in. That's what we call it. The one idle TC.
I mean, the most
All in.
important thing is to have fun when you play. So
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I've said this on multiple streams, and I stand by it. The most happiness I get from this game is not winning; it's watching villagers die as I raid. So I
I-
lost
I-
games where I was very happy because I knew I could rewatch and see myself getting like 60 eco kills.
to get back a little bit at the game at hand, what do you
Yep.
prefer? Farms with no horse collar but having double bitax, or having farms with horse collar but no double bitax on the wood upgrades?
Man, we call this a dead race where I'm from.
Yeah, I think Nico will be proud of both of this player
Yeah,
based on the delayed eco
yeah,
upgrades, but I do believe that Trankos is still in a better position, but
yeah,
we'll see how the game plans out.
and I think I think it's in a better position because he's able to both do what he wants and get the crossbows, and also respond to what the opponent is doing and get some skirmishers. On the other hand, Cybercool just feels like he has, like Spanish wants to go conquistadors and he's gonna mass conquistadors.
Yep.
Which,
And no, the supporting on it. I think he only made the monk just to get the relics.
Yeah.
And get the better
And
quality
one thing I
income.
will say, and I realized that a lot recently, is that if
Ooh,
you
good
get to
race, good
game
race.
and you're not rushing like here, like 60 vills, and you're gonna go for more, obviously, and it's not looking like it's gonna end soon, you need to have a trash unit of some sort that you're gonna be spamming, that you're gonna be doing, that responds to something the opponent is doing. In this case, I would suggest Cybercool also go skirms as well.
Yeah, makes sense. Or go light cav because most of the upgrades are same for Conquistador and light cav. Like Bloodlines,
Okay,
you
yeah.
benefit from both.
Yeah.
Defensive upgrade as well.
Yep.
It would make sense.
We're gonna see a second castle go out from Cybercool. Again, a defensive one as well. But it will protect the TC and gold and stone there as well. So in terms of a defensive castle, I don't mind it. In terms of it being a
I-
defensive castle, I mind it.
Yeah. I would put it near the golden
Yep.
stone. It would achieve the same thing, in my opinion, but not the worst,
Okay.
not the worst.
Oh, this is a bad alleyway
Tranquil
to
is
be
9.
taking. This is a bad alleyway for the conquistadors to be taking. So we took a bad fight, then we're running out of TC fire. Hopefully, let's get them over to the monk and do some healing here. That's some low HP bars on some of them as well. And he really does need either the light cav or skirms of his own to respond to this. Because he won't be winning these fights.
Yeah, I think he's saving resources to go up to Imperial.
Yep.
Maybe he noticed that the enemy score dropped due to the flicking up. I don't
Yep.
know, but he's not seem to be producing anything. So I guess it's race to Imperial, which he is going to lose because of the Malay age of timing.
Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
sure how he can defend
Yep.
his base if the Malay player is
Yep.
going trebuchet as well, because
Yep.
his army is being fully countered right now.
Also, Chess in black and white has a point here. So the defense upgrade for the Kongs is the archer armor, though. So it kind of so
Oh yeah,
there's I would say an equal amount of overlap if you go with the light cav or with the skirms in terms of what upgrades you would need
true,
to
true.
make them both valuable. But either way, like this is I would say a good discussion to have. But the problem for Cybercool is he isn't doing either one of these things that we're saying right now. He's just focusing on the Kongs. And our Malay player is already in Imp, so he'll be able to get Trebs out sooner. So
And
the
get him botkin.
yeah. While on the other hand, Cybercool is on his way to him still, but he does have the advantage of having two castles up. So even if the first one starts getting hit or even gets taken down, he will still be able to produce those Trebs in respawn. Or might even be able to drop a. He did drop a siege workshop, so you might see some bombard. No, bombard cannons.
He
Yeah,
could
bombard
get
cannons.
bombard cannon, but you need to get university and chemistry also, which takes time.
Or we
But
didn't call
melee
them
you
in a
also
long
get
time
bombard
that
cannon.
way, but we could see some Jamals.
What?
Oh, we were not around. There was a few streams where we were laughing because bombard cannons is BBCs, and well,
Okay, I
those
get.
BB we just started calling them Jamals. So
Okay, I missed the joke. When we get in a game, I will show you a chat trick that I think you will enjoy. But okay, mix of Jamal.
yeah, for a second there, I was
I'll
scared
the
you're
same.
gonna say a BBC. Okay.
No.
Either way, we are firstly destroying some infrastructure here for Drankos, so not going fully forward. This is a nice amount of conch right now. Still not the greatest of positions. We're gonna have a second castle down for our Malay player as well, but I think the conch might react to this and try to stop it.
I think they can stop the castle, but they cannot deal with the army.
They can deal with the
Like-
army, but they are dealing with the villagers in one hell of a way.
Yeah. But what would you choose? A castle in your face or the army? That you can technically counter just by going light curve, which he is refusing to do.
Also, it's the worst part of this. It's not a castle in your face, really.
And
It's
okay,
a
I see
castle
your
that
point.
you can see. Facing
I
your
think
face.
he can trap it down right now.
Yeah.
He can. I mean, Cybercool could just walk back with the Conquistador right now, and it would be okay. He is dealing with the enemy army, but I
Yeah.
think it's unnecessary
But
damage
to
right
be
now.
fair, he has, against our expectations, won out on this fight.
Yeah, but at what cost? He lost, I think, 2/3 of
Yeah.
his army.
Yeah, and
And
in
I
gold
think the
value,
castle,
it's
just
still
in
it's still
case.
worse for him.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. You are throwing away gold units versus skirmishers. Is it worth it?
He did get some crossbows as well, but not that many crossbows. Which is one thing I found weird for DS Trankos. Think he had enough time and space to get a lot bigger number of
And also Arbalest as well. He was
arbalists.
missing
And
it.
instead we are going Cavalier with the Malay. I don't think that I don't think that
I
DS
mean-
Trankos should have went Malay. I just think
Yeah, I
that's
have
the
to
thing
agree.
here.
Like,
I'm not-
he's not using anything.
He's not playing it as it is the Malay, really, and I think that's his most biggest issue here. And this is why, like, as we said, the Spanish player is playing to the strength of his civ. And it's
Yes.
working out a lot better than what the Malay player is doing here.
Like, would you, or do you think it is a good move to go Cavalier with only one defensive upgrade versus a fully upgraded Spanish Paladin?
No way
Because
at all.
that is in the cards if Cybercool decide to go with that route. So
Yep.
I really don't like
mean,
Trankos'
Right now,
game
I
style
don't
like
think
that.
even we're gonna see it still, because Cybercool is fine doing what he's doing, because
Yeah.
if you look at the game state realistically, he's winning just going Kongs right now. And
Yeah, I think
instead
this
of
is where you have.
any kind of response, like with more skirms or more archery ranges or anything, we're actually seeing more Cavaliers like in queue now.
This is where committing to one unit is actually beneficial, even if you are dealing with units that are supposed to counter you.
Yeah.
Like he is just choosing all two castles to go in with the conk
Yeah.
numbers, while the opponent
I
is
mean-
like, I'm switching into everything and nothing is working.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's a situation of also, like, yeah, the skirms is a counter, but the skirm is a trash unit and the conch is a OP unit.
Yeah.
So it's still
Uh,
not like that the Kongs won't be doing damage, and still not like they won't be dangerous in big numbers and similar. And now Jankos is really in
Panic
a
Castle.
panic castle, dangerous position, trying to fight back. But what I do like from Trankos here is if you do notice, like there's a lot of inside stone and inside gold that he left up for himself, and he can even take some here on the side. So he has, unless we see a heavy push by Cybercool, he might still be able to have some time to get back.
Yeah, I don't think so. The reason why, but what you said is true. But look, his expansion on the map. He is nowhere right now other than his base.
Yep.
If the trebuchets are there and there is a hole, I think you don't even need the hole because the custodians, the
I mean,
conquistadors are ranged units. So
and
technically,
even if he expands, like if he gets more resources just to add more Malay Cavaliers,
it's
it's
too
still
late.
not working.
I think it's too late.
Yeah, I think it's too late.
I
We
think the game
now
is
have
already over.
30 like 4 traps supported by 30 conquistadors, and we have 16 Malay Cavaliers. And no, don't try it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
at least they don't have the attack upgrade to make it even worse than possible.
oh, the
No,
Rohirrim
the
have
threat
rolled
might
out,
be
but
donated.
this is like the bad ending of Game of Thrones of
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I think Condor needs some
Yep,
aid.
he calls it here. He knows that this is just now a matter of time. So Cybercool does take game one.
I think Trankos could have won this with better unit compositions
Yep,
and with
I
a few
think like
better battles.
I feel like him going crossbows and skirms was the right move. He just needed more of them.
Yeah,
And
and
going
also
into like the
he
upgrades are
needed the
there.
upgrades.
Needed one more of each after he got the Imperial Age. Go Arbs, go Elite Skirms, get the upgrades, mass them, and you can do it. And especially because you can drop more. Archery ranges and produce faster and more than even 3 castles can do. Because again, your opponent needs a castle to be producing their units and their comp. But still, nice job by Cybercool playing to his Civ's advantage and playing patiently and using his timing that he had basically well to first deny a castle, then take out the second one, win out in a fight, and then snowball it from there. So
Yeah,
I do like that Cybercool kind of took his moment and just steamrolled it from there.
yeah, I think he genuinely played well. And as you said, through the Civ's advantages.
Yep, very true.
Trankos were all over the place.
Yep.
Both played well. I just don't really understood what the game plan was for Trankos in Imperial. Like,
Yep.
maybe he didn't plan to game 4 to go Imperial. Maybe he expected to have more of damage done.
But he went with the random civ. Like looking at it now, I mean, Bengalis and Italians both would have worked better for what he went going on here.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep. So that's kind of unfortunate as well. Like even Mongols from the pips he had. Like I mean, every other civ he has would have worked better for the game plan
Yeah,
he had.
I think if you pick Mongols, you are going to use it on Scandinavia
Yeah, that
due to
makes
the
sense
access
because
count.
yeah, and that's what I keep pointing out, and I always say it every time. And we are gonna be going on Scandinavia right now, so you guys know where you're headed to the Be Right Back screen, while I'm headed into loading the game. And we are on Scandinavia.
I'm just looking at the season, asking myself why.
Yep, and guys, it's Saracens
Why?
versus Malians in Scandinavia. So,
Why?
so Emma was asking himself why. Now he's asking everybody why. So I'm not sure.
I mean,
I'm not sure really. I guess we can ask Cybercool and DS Trankos later as well for a bit of clarification. I think this is for DS Trankos a great opportunity wasted to go Mongols with all the gear that we
Malians
have.
are not a bad pick. I actually like them. They are decent on every single map. And if he was planning for the enemy to go Mongols, then basically you have the infantry gets one free pierce armor per every age up. So in the end, if you can deal with Mangudai if you go with Champ Scars.
Yeah, I mean,
Or even use
uh,
Farinbakov.
I mean, again, I'm not saying Malians are a bad pick. I just feel like since you have Mongols, like the
Yeah,
optimal decision here is to go Mongols for Scandinavia, and you
yeah,
have them up. You
it's
have them as
best
a
civ.
big civ. It's not like a random civ you got. So this was If not now, then when? Really, situation for him. And again, uh, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Mongols might be the best pick Jankosh has, so perhaps he wants a game 3, no matter which map, to be on his strongest civ. I have not
Oh,
checked
my
where.
bad. I thought that Linam has or Cybercool has Mongols.
No, 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 it's Jankosh who's playing the Malians. He
Okay.
had Mongols up, and it was
Yeah.
one of
Okay.
his
Then I'm
picks, not on
questioning
the
really that
ranks.
why he's going Melians.
Yeah, I'm not sure. As I said, it might just be a case of like, hey, I'm more comfortable with these guys, so maybe I just use somebody else to get a 1-1 because I'm gonna be playing the third game on the home map of the opponent. Because again, it all comes down to what we were saying. Like, there's a lot of mental games that go into doing these drafts as well, and considering what you want to have for where.
Game 3 was on Lowlands, right?
Yeah, game 3 is on lowlands.
Yeah, okay, it makes sense, but because Mongols are good on both maps, I just
Yeah,
think they have much more advantage here due to having the hunt generally nearer and also having an extra ball.
yeah. The hunt is like
I,
very near here, and there's so much of
yeah,
it. Like,
I don't hate it. I just think Malians would have been better on Lowlands
yeah,
than here. But hey,
because like there's 1500 food in hunt just on the side of the Estrancos here on the map. So yeah, we're gonna be stuck on the idea of this should have been Mongols for a bit. Are we gonna lose the scout? No. Cybercool nearly loses the scout, doesn't, and finds the DC. So I call this an absolute win.
yeah, but in the meantime, we have one villager lost due to idle time.
Yeah, very true. And it's nearly like 25 seconds, nearly exactly the time we needed to lose one villager. For Cybercool, we already see milling the deer already for him, and already taking the second boar. There are 3 boars on this map, so food is a plenty.
I mean, I don't hate. I'm just surprised that none of them are on currently on docks and fishing. Like I can understand. No, actually, I can because we don't have Mongols. Like with Mongols, I would understand the neglect of fish just so you can get even off
Yep.
faster. But here, I'm just really scratching my hand.
Yep.
Why?
So yeah, I mean again now
It can
that
work.
now that you mention it, are we gonna see either of them dock?
I mean, imagine having a civilization that get discounted buildings on wood price and not using it. But I mean, see, like for Saracens, I can kind. I mean, even if I find it a little bit questionable because just 3 fishing ship could help Yoriko. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to go like all in feudal archers, which you can do, and just abuse the market to create even more archers. I think that
Yep.
is a viable strat and even viable here because even though it is a choke point team up, the enemy is most likely not going to have 2 or 3 layers of wall, and even if they do, you have bonus attack against them.
Yep.
But for Melians, I really don't understand why not do any dock. Uh, I mean, your eco balances are faster, and you can generally pull out a very convincing fast castle with a few docks. Like you win
Mm-hmm.
so much food.
Yep.
I
But
I
here's
don't
what I
know.
also want to add. Okay, so both the players going up to feudal at basically the same time. There's like what 2 seconds difference between them. But what I do want to ask you is, what do you feel like? Okay, in terms of not in terms of like we should have gone Mongols, we
Mhm.
went over that, but straight up now, Saracens versus Malians here. Who do you prefer? Who would you give the advantage in the matchup itself?
It really depends of what unit compositions they are going. I think Saracens have an earlier advantage, but I think Malians later on do outshine them. If nothing else, due to they can tech into fast university,
Mm-hmm.
instant chemistry, and then bombard cannon and push it. But and they also, if they go infantry, then basically the Saracens are they are untouchable to Saracens, I would say.
Yeah.
I do believe that in the end, I would prefer Melians, but Saracens are not a bad pick.
Yep.
I mean, Saracens would be a better counter against Mongols, maybe. I didn't. Both civ have their advantages and
Yep.
disadvantages,
Also,
but
like wait, none of the Mesosivs get bombard cannon, right?
that is correct.
Yeah. I just find it funny because I realized I usually don't think that much about bombard cannons, and it's mostly for the reasons that of all the civs I played, I'm not even sure a single one of them gets bombard cannons. like from the civs I play all the time. So it's always like a play I kind of forget. Like if the opponent goes Trebs, I usually go Magyars. I send like five
It
of
makes
them, like 5 unique units over. They're gonna get a Treb. If
Eh,
I'm going Gods, they don't get it. I'm going some Meso civs, they don't get it.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a map where going scout is the best option?
It twofold actually. So it's
Both
easily
of them are
wall.
going.
It's twofold. Like one of them, I would say it's usually not because it's easily wallable, but secondly, from the position of DS Trankos, we've seen Cybercool not wall off basically for the entirety of the previous game.
Okay, solid.
So having that in mind, I would still go Scouts, thinking like this guy didn't wall off on Bogland last time around. So compared to Bogland, this map is harder to wall off.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it is just a little baffling that both of them thinking, okay, the perfect play on this map is going to scout into sperms and just spearman
Mm-hmm.
and hoping for the best. Like neglecting all the fish, which is free food, not going like not walling up, not even thinking about fast
Mm-hmm.
castle. If this was a natural pick, I would say okay, but this map is often in the map pool as well, in
Mm-hmm.
ranked. I
Yeah.
I just don't think this is the optimal way to play it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit baffled.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is a bad play, it is just unexpected, and it neither
Mm-hmm.
Sif has an advantage with this play.
Yeah. And one thing I also don't kind of like seeing from players, or I think that they could do a bit better job of, is when they people like when they wall off like this, like see the behind wall, like the back
Hmm.
part of the base wall for Trankos. He could have dropped like 2 houses like on these wood lines basically,
Yes.
and he would have been
Ooh,
fully
value has been
closed off.
found.
And Berry Willies found there, Spearman taken out. We're gonna fight with the Willies. That's not a bad choice here. Some low HP scouts there, but we will get at least one Willy kill here. Okay, so I don't think. Okay, yeah,
Maybe
running
two.
away now. We're getting one kill. We're trying to get the second one from the low HP Willy. Not getting it yet. Okay, he's trying to block off a bit. That's nice. We'll get a second Willy kill as well. So he's finding. That's what I was saying. Cybercool wasn't walling off in the first game either. So right here, like we do go scouts and find value.
Yeah, but wouldn't he be able to do the same thing with like 6 archers and 2 spearmen?
I mean, very
My
possible.
question.
I mean,
Uh,
are you like?
okay, for
The
that.
thing is, like, I think the
Like
that
at least both of them
archers.
are active with it. So
I think in my experience so far, and also Pride kind of confirming what you were saying here as well. Archers are great here thanks to the thin wood lines, and Jurgen also saying archers, skirms, mangonels, BBC, basically super nice for ranged. I mean, I agree with all of it, but I think that from my experience playing, you do better idling when you go with archers, but you do better in getting kills when you go with scouts. So it's about what the players want to do. Are you looking to idle your position, make him move away from wood lines, make him move away from resources or drop towers next to him, or are you looking to just try and get some kills and get out before the spears get there?
I can get behind that idea. Also, I really love that Trankos is walling the back of his base, the only possible angle that he is not going to get attacked.
Yep.
Uh,
That's what I was mentioning. Like
okay,
I
now
think
he's
this
fully
part, like
walled.
there's like there's 3 spots where you can drop a house and be done with and not be building these palisades here.
Yeah. Not the best, but hey, at least he's fully defended, and I think both of them can click up at Castle Age Draft at the same time.
Yep. And
Depends how it goes.
both of them could have gotten insane value by going water because the other player hasn't.
Yeah, although I think Trankos is now going to utilize his. No. He's
So
not, because he's not the
Pride,
Terrasons.
Pride. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think that's the difference. I think the difference is for with archers, you're getting more idols, you're denying resources, you're denying that space from being used for getting resources, making your opponent move around, pick different spots, react to you. While in terms of scouts, I think you just try to get kills before the spearmen get there, and if they wall off, you're safer. Like you feel safer from the scouts.
Cybercool is up. He is long term. He's going to invest into scouting based on the armor upgrade, but he is also being blessed by Pride right now,
Yep.
without notice. And I'm really interested what will Trankos go with Melians. For Terrasons, I think it can work. especially due to having, I think, one of the best camels in
Yeah.
the game.
And both players are going up to castle, and we can see that for Cybercool, it's pretty telling what we are going to see. We're getting forging, bloodlines, and the first cavalry armor upgrade. So we do have a stable out from before. We're gonna have another one by the time we are in castle, from the looks of it. Or it's been dropped, but I don't see anybody going towards it. Perhaps another misclick on a wood villi. But we are seeing the same thing pretty much on the other side. No bloodlines, but first cav defense armor while on the way to castle.
Interesting.
Uh, Doing better,
Yeah,
I would say,
I'm-
for both of them in terms of going eco upgrade. So both of them getting both the upgrades this time around.
I'm wondering if they are going with, or at least Cybercool is going with camels, is he going with knights?
I
Because
think
camels
it will be
get
funny
a good
if,
bonus.
because I see, like, look at the both went scouts, both defended with spears, both getting the same upgrades now. It will be really funny if both of them just go camels now, expecting the other one to go knights.
Yeah, but Cybercool's camels do get extra HP.
Yeah,
That's
very
bonus.
true,
So...
very true. So he
Oh
might
no, he's going
win
knights.
by default there, but he's the one going knights. And my alliance player was the one going spears. And he gets
I don't
bloodlines as
hate.
well, and forging as well.
If he has both spears and knights, that is better than just having knights.
Yep.
But both of them have 4 spears or going to. Oh, okay.
Okay, forward siege workshop.
Trankos.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Again, we're going alone, and we are going right into the vision here.
He has a spear to defend, which is, I'm pretty sure, going to be everything that he needs. And he's also
Uh,
sending the army.
The
Oh no,
knight,
Simon is now away.
a knight kills the spear.
Uh, yeah, well, Cameron is also there, or being sent
now
in
it's
that
Camel.
general area. Oh, Knight is running away, okay.
So, okay, both players, again, they're thinking very similar this game. So, only knights for the Saracen player though, but we have knight and camel for Trankos, and both dropping a second TC.
I think you should get Pikeman if you are Trankos right now.
Yeah, because you have 5 spearmen, and actually, when he was in Castle Age already, he was adding more spearmen, so it kind of seemed logical or more expected that he would add more. More to the pikemen.
Cybercool is actually transitioning into Fishiku.
Yep. We actually see him over on this side. That's very nice to see. Unfortunately, he's taking the shorefish, so not being the most effective, but it's being a lot more effective than not being on water. Yeah. And he does win out on this fight because he has camels and spears and knights into just knights, so definitely a good fight for him to be taking for Trankos
plus
here.
2 armor will be in soon.
Yep. But he is 11 eco behind right now, and he does have a battering ram out and another one on the way to be hitting these stables now and finding himself a way in.
Yeah, I like that he's targeting the production building and not the house. It will be up sooner, but at least you are making basically halving the production of the enemy.
Yep. This knight seems to have a bigger death wish than any other because it's making his way around, and not gonna love what you find on the other side, I'd say.
I mean,
this
maybe he could snipe the villager, but no, he's going down.
One camel get denied, but now we can start the fight here. But we also opened up a way to Cybercool's base here.
Yeah, Cybercool, so going into camels, and his camels are better than what currently the Monias have.
Trankos was winning the fight, but then started hitting the barracks with his troops, and will now lose out on the fight. But he has gotten some value here, denying a production building, or possibly 2. No, just the one. Or 2, just the one.
Close.
Yeah,
Under
definitely.
100
Going
HP.
uncontested water is amazing here for Cybercool. And it already shows there's like a... I mean, even the idle TC time is working in his favor, but there's now a 14, sorry. 14
There's also 2
advantage
versus
for him.
3 TC.
Yep, he expanded to the third one. Tranko's hoping maybe he would find more damage with disengage, but in the end, just managed to get some production buildings and open up a hole. We are getting the stable rebuild for Cybercool, but we're not getting the hole patched.
I mean, it's not bad that you are not getting because all your army is there, so...
Yeah, we're gonna have a third
it is kinda
TC
defending.
for Trankos as well, But what might be worrying for Trankos is that he's not on stone at all, while Cybercool has 8 on stone and back to 200 stone as well, meaning he might be having enough for a castle pretty soon. Now last time around we seen Cybercool with like a total number of 3 defensive castles in the end, so I'd expect he'll probably do a defensive castle once more. Now what I kind of don't like seeing, or what I think that would be a better play here perhaps, is I think both of them are kind of, or Cybercool first. Cybercool always waits for the point that he wants to get to and then goes forward and fights. I think right now when he won that fight he should have went forward, cleared up the army and used his army to go forward and start applying pressure. Like, you don't have to fight everything you see, you can pull back, but you can keep adding some pressure while you have the time for it.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah, Trankos is just
Cybercool is still open
wait.
again.
I mean, both of them are just waiting. I just don't know for what.
But Cybercool is open again, and luckily for him, Trankos it was kind of tunnel visioned on this area here where he dropped the siege
There is a
workshop.
wall next to the market, and
Ah,
he is
okay,
in.
yeah, he is in.
The problem is that camels are not a good raiding unit, and also your
Yep.
camels are worse than the enemy. So
Yep, and the
You-
camels are
and-
already being sent over by Cybercool, so he
yeah,
sees it in time.
and
Does get a Villic
immediately bailing out. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yep.
It wasn't a bad engagement.
This poor guy.
And we also have pikemen in for Trankos.
Again, it's another situation where most likely you say like that was a great reaction, but that dude that's sinking into the snow right now would disagree.
Yeah, but at least only one villager was harmed.
Exactly. Okay, so it does see it. I was worried Cybercool would not see this hole here, like he left right next to the market, but it's kind of funny because, okay, so now Cybercool wants to fully wall off finally. But again, he's completely open on the other side.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I really
he has
find
the
it
army
funny
there.
how Cybercool doesn't want to fully wall off until something happens on that side, and it's
Yeah.
mostly fine because Tranko doesn't notice it, because he doesn't
I-
wander off to the other side that often.
Don't like the defensive castle from Cybercool. I think he could have been way more aggressive. If nothing else, he could have sent out the army just to at least deal with the siege workshop, if nothing else.
But then again, this is what we were mentioning, that I expected this castle to be defensive from Cybercool, and also I do still like Cybercool's position. He's on water,
Yeah,
he has more
he's in a good
recall, he
position,
has the
but
stronger army, and similar to the last time, he knows the advantages of his civ, he's playing to them, and he is waiting for that point where he knows he will be like unbeatable. And he can check the score and feel like, yeah, I'm doing good here, I don't need to change too much. Okay, Resbu trying to get some info on Pride here, trying to fool Pride into not
he's
going
from Malta.
water for the next game. Yeah, Resbu, he's from Malta. If they don't fish, they starve. It's
Okay, Cybercool is up to Imperial Age at least. But Trankos is not that far behind. I think this is where, okay, Trankos is now making university. I think he's planning into using the faster reachers.
Yep.
And
he's up on his way
possibly.
to Imp and dropping a monastery as well. Looking kind of worse and worse for Trankos, but he will be able to click up soon himself, although only now gathering the stone for a castle, so he needs to...
I think Malians, based on the unit composition what Cybercool is doing, I think you really need the Jebetos in your army.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, he needs more pikes. His opponent is going fully into camels, so he's gonna need a lot more pikes.
He needs more of everything, to be honest.
Yeah, he
Like,
needs more recall, he needs to be on water, he needs more pikes, he needs to get into Imp, he needs a castle on the ground. Like, basically at this point, you name it, he needs it.
Yeah. Camels are not that bad because if he gets Farimba, I think they can compete with Saracen camels.
Yeah, but look at this. As we are saying it, he's on his way to Imp, he queued more pikes, he queued a defensive upgrade for the pikes, he added a few camels as well, and he's adding eco. So let's just jump onto water as well, and we're basically doing pretty much the best we can at this point.
Also, currently the 40C is being built, so he will get up in eco. Granted, the economy numbers are kind of similar right now.
Yep. Yeah, and Pride saying it as it is. I'm known for my post-imp docs.
Yeah. Maybe Cybercool watched Prize Games.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, like, uh,
that.
I love how Pride always mentions it because he knows we're never gonna
But
let it go. So he might
what?
as well. What was that? A imp into GG?
Uh, but
But
why?
okay, we're on 80 vills. We're not.
Why?
I think he felt he was just gonna start getting trapped down because he doesn't have enough for a castle yet. My
Yeah,
guess is, but
what is he going to trap down? Like the forward houses or the siege workshop? I think this was wrong. No,
and it's not like a
I,
mistake or anything. He did throw the GG, but it was a
I
14 seconds imp into GG.
I have seen a lot of game, but this has been the biggest mystery for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. They don't play it bad. They played it in their own way. I don't think that there were bad moves, but I really don't understand this GG.
Yeah. Uh, I
I'm
like
just not bothered.
again. He has like maybe not a stronger army. He still has a bigger army number on the field. And like when I have this much army, I would have at least wait to see how the fight
Yeah.
goes, or
Yeah,
like just
like
lose
have a
the
fight.
fight and then you go out.
Yeah, currently it makes no sense because you have a good army. You were mossing up. Even if you feel that you are
Yep.
getting out, like you can just go behind your walls or just send a villager and just make buildings forward, and then
Like
it will be trapped down.
Resbu
I
saying
don't
maybe
know.
the score difference is too big. I'll just let
No,
you
it
know
was just
Resbu
cutting
right
him
now.
over.
Yeah, and literally this time around, Mema might even be right, because his opponent was on water and you weren't. But to point out, Resbu, today I had a game where I was on hideout and I was behind by a lot. Don't laugh, I might know what I said for a second there by accident. Uh, I was
Oh,
behind
but
a
I
lot
thought it
more in
makes sense.
score. I was on hideout and I lost my entire starting position and still won from it. So a this was not a GGable position. This might have been leading to a GGable position. I don't think you should GG this just yet.
I have to agree. Like uh, they weren't any misplays. So to say, just no
Yep,
fight.
that's
Interesting.
Scandinavia played out. That's
It's certainly
Saracens getting a win, and that's the
one
Malians
of the games
losing.
of all time.
So
I think
now
that's
it's Lowland that we have remaining, and it's Teutons, Japanese, and Berbers remaining for Line MD, and the Mongols, Bengalis, and Italians for Trancos. And judging by everything we've seen so far and by the map itself, it is perfectly logical that we see their remaining picked civs be played out. So I'm guessing Berbers into Mongols on
yeah.
Lowland.
Berbers are really good at dealing with Mongols. And
Yep. I mean, I would say I have to give the advantage now over to Cybercool because of the way he plays, and I think DS Trancos is kind of more dependent on having
Mhm.
his first push work for him to win the game. Again, he might
Like
go into Step Lancers this time around. I mean, he went Malay Cavalier, so if he now gets a Civ that gets like Elite Step Lancers and almost all upgrades for those Step Lancers, it might go better for him.
could be. But then again, in both games, I don't think there was a clear Civ advantage. Here, I think there is. In Feudal Age, Mongols can do wonders.
Mhm.
Maybe in early castle, but as the game goes later and later, the Berbers have all the answers.
Yeah, but let's see then. Let's not delay for much longer. Let's actually head over into the third game as well, and it's gonna be the last game we are casting for today. So it's gonna be Lowlands, DS Tranquis versus Cybercool, game 3, and we are loading in. And we have Mongols versus Berbers, as was to be expected, but look at this generation. Look at the generation we're having, Emma, here.
What do your elves I see? I don't see any issues with the map.
So, in most of the games I played out on this map, the narrow part of the would not be right
Okay.
over to them. So
Okay,
I
they're a
really
bit closer
expect
than
them more.
usual.
Yeah, they're closer than usual. Is what I'm going for here. There's usually like this big part here is usually between them. So I'm kind of surprised I didn't really catch this kind of generation so far. Which again, I'll point it out since I expect these Trancos to try and do early aggression and then win by that. This might be something that works better for him.
Yeah, I think here, if he can get an early uptime, I don't think that Cybercool can defend it unless he small walls over his resources or commits to a big wall.
Yeah, but I do feel
But
like on this map, it is the advantage of defending is that even though like if you wall yourself in, your opponent has to beat you uphill. Basically, you can
yes,
force him to have to fight you uphill to be able to take you out, which is I think basically an extra life for the guy on defense to try
I
and
have to
handle.
agree.
And we've seen it in this tournament as well, and we've actually seen it in your set against Nostas.
Yeah, I had a game plan up until Castle Age. After that, I didn't know what to do, and it
Yeah,
really showed in my gameplay.
yeah.
That I was prepared until Castle Age to finish the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then brain fog, nothing.
Yeah, and then it like kind of showed. I mean, it not that showed that much, but then we saw like kind of a few mistakes where you were exactly what you're saying. Like he had archers on a hill, you were below it, you were trying to fight it out. It went his favor, and that's where he kind of started
Yeah.
turning it over and winning the game in the end. And let's see if that's something that we see happen similar in this game. And let's see if we are wrong.
It
Maybe it's Cybercool this time around that kind of stirs the pot a bit and then goes forward aggressive himself.
I really hope it will be a 2-1 set, to be honest. But we'll see.
I don't know. Like, I would be fine with Frankos getting a game. But I don't think that it would be in any way unfair if Cybercool wins a 3-0
Absolutely,
based on what he showed us so
absolutely.
far.
It just rings better if it's 2-1.
I mean, sure. I mean, not if you're Cybercool.
Okay,
I
I rest
think
my
he
case
would
2-1.
tend to disagree there.
Okay. I can't really disagree with that statement.
Yep.
What I don't like is that Trankos is not taking hand. He already has a mill on berry bushes,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't push in any deer. I mean, if he really wanted to, he could just mill the deer.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe he's waiting a bit more, because I usually actually know he's taking a geese. So at this point, I would like be doing deer instead of geese. So not sure what really is the plan here. I really do hope we do see him at least take the deer at some point, or
Yeah,
very
I
soon
mean,
rather.
you are wasting your uptime. Okay, he clicked up at 17 pop or 18 pop, 70 villages. I think that is a good build,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he could have been up faster.
Yeah.
My question is, he doesn't have at the moment a barrack, so he cannot force drop right down a stable to go into knights. But I think
Scouts.
he's going to fix it
Yep. There we go.
by
Has enough for a
forcing villager.
barracks now, but
Yeah, but the timing. I mean, you can rush it up with 2 villagers right now. One wouldn't cut it,
I
but
think
okay,
this
he's
definitely
making.
does not work if he doesn't take the hunt.
I mean, it can work, but then you either in the TC and hope that you dish out more damage than you
Yep.
do to yourself by other TC.
Yep. Very true. And we're not gonna see him like it doesn't seem like we're gonna see him be pushing into deer, because the scout was so far away. Now it's going back, and let's see, is it being sent over to get the deer?
I mean, at least if he scouts the enemy, I would understand it, but he didn't.
Okay. And Cybercool is gonna be on his way up as well now, and with the standard like 20 villies and up. And we do have enough for the Strankos to be able to drop down a stable as well as soon as he's in feudal. So that was again
Yeah,
in the
okay,
end it
it's
was
working
nicely
out.
done. It does work out. Wait, where are we
Mm.
going? Are we going for the hunt? We are going for the hunt, but this is such a long walk.
It's better than nothing.
It's better what we push those in. We push those in 10 times
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah, at least even if nothing, he could have pushed it towards the mill.
Yeah, that's exactly like. We don't need to go over to the town center, but this is a very easy push in to save us a lot of inefficiency.
don't like that horse color and double bitex are immediately being researched and not going into full in production. I think he could have delayed it. At least the farm upgrades. Like you still have food.
Yep. Let's see, and we have double bit axe in for the Strankos, and we have scouts on the way. Now it's Mongol scouts; they will have more HP as well.
Actually, he cancelled horse color. Okay, that's good.
He cancelled horse. Well, that's smart because we are only on 2 farms right now, or like 1 and gonna be on 2. And we're gonna start sending the additional scouts we made over.
Cybercool immediately taking into stables as well.
Yep. But
Which is
he's
fine.
being later here and he's losing the fight because these are Mongol scouts if it comes to that. And we even have a spearman back at home for the Strankos, making sure that he's dishing out damage but not taking damage. So far so good for DS Strankos in terms of what he wants to do here, and it's working out for him.
And
he has 4 scouts on the field. And he finds a wood line. And there we go, we're starting to try and do some eco damage here. The villagers will try to fight it, but it's not a good fight for the villagers. Okay, realizes it, tries to get away. We're getting at least 1 village kill here.
Yeah,
maybe
I think damage was fine.
Yep. And we equalize in the... I mean, this is the problem also, like, kind of...
You know what the problem is? We added the TC.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I actually wanted to say, because I'm somebody who, you know, I don't have any issues with idling the TC, but when you go for a strat like this, where you're intentionally going up on lower release to be able to find more damage, it makes it even more important that you actually keep your TC not idle, so it actually takes value.
Also, taking another spearman. Tranquilus is really wasting his advantage.
Yep.
Not getting
clearing up, will he be able to actually get another eco kill somewhere?
I think he can, but he will throw away all the army because 2 scouts are super weak right
so he
now.
does find the weak Willy and does manage to kill it. But now the scouts are also weak in HP, so he has to pull back a bit. But was able to find 2 kills so far.
I think he did good value. I think what he could have done is just snipe 1 or 2. Well, 1 farm he could have sniped. He has to send, like, the problem is that, okay, he also forced Cybercool into idle TC time, which is good.
Yep.
And I guess he is now attempting to full evolve, which is good. I think he's, at least finally, everything is going according to his game plan mostly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he'll be fine with it. Like, okay, he lost 2 villagers, but that's fine. But then, okay, he's fighting a bit uphill now, but the scouts are so low HP here for Tranko that it doesn't matter, and he gets a clear up here. And Tranko's still investing in some more scouts.
What I don't like is Tranko's could actually like get just plate barding armored or anything. Like get armored, get upgrade, get bloodlines. Like enemies still open, you could hammer home your advantage, but he is not. He is messing army and just being all over the place.
Yep.
Like an all-in feudal could work in his position, but it's not being utilized.
Okay. This is another fight that Cybercool is winning, so DS Tranko smartly decides to not be taking it right now. Will be taking his scouts a bit away. Maybe try to lure them towards the spearman, another DC. Okay, nicely done. So we will be taking some damage here for Cybercool.
Oh,
not the best unit control. Okay, yeah, that's a nice cleanup. That will basically clean up everything there. We can unidle DC now. We can unidle the DC now.
No. Villagers need some regeneration.
Okay.
At least the spearman is in. Nice.
Okay, we on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
the spearman needs
both of them are on gold. I don't understand why Trancos is currently walling the like the only side of his base that he is safe from.
Yep. Also, what is this part of the wall? Like the final part between the wood and the...
Good question.
Does nothing.
I'm not even in the mental strength to make a joke right now. To be honest, I'm still lingering on what happened in the last game, but at least he is being active with the low HP side. I think he's planning to throw them away and just get 1 or 2 villagers, which I
Yep.
don't think is the best play. He's going up soon to Castle Agent. He can tech into Lancer or Knights, both work. He find 1 villager. He's going to find the second one, I
Yep.
think, and all the scouts are still intact, so they serve their value.
Yep. So that's good. That's still good. Like, and he's in the Villi advantage, and he's actually on equal idle TC time, or even slightly better in idle TC time this time around than Cybercool. So it's what I was sort of alluding to
And
before.
not only that, but he also researched Real Barrow before clicking up. I definitely think he has the advantage.
Yeah.
Now he just at least should get. Horse Collar is not a bad upgrade, but I would have liked to see Scale Barding Armor at least,
Yeah, but
or Forging or anything.
no, but it's 16 farmers. I'm happy with Horse Color here.
It's not bad. But he should, as soon as possible, at least get 1 upgrade for the scouts, because most likely, okay, Bloodline is cool. I'm wondering if he's going Step Lancer or Knights.
Yeah,
I
I
hope not,
honestly,
like
I don't know. Is it just the like logic of how it looks or whatever? But I don't like seeing the knights when you go Mongols. Like, just go to Step Lancers. Then, if that's the alley we're going, in most cases, I simply prefer the Step Lancers.
True. And also Cybercool has clicked up as well behind it.
And this is kind of
Not a
weird. So
problem.
he fully walled off this side, but in this side he just created a funnel. Now I like funnels in the beginning, but at this point where you're both like going up to castle, or you can assume that that's what's happening, you going with the funnel, like a bunch of knights are just gonna run through here anyway.
I did know how much Cybercool's eco looks much more better, because he's able to afford all the upgrades at the same time by clicking up.
Yep.
Like
I
he
mean,
is
rest
getting
collected
armor.
is the same for both of them.
Yeah. And also now Forging as well.
And
I
skill
don't
barding armor
understand why
in
are we
for the
getting
Berbers,
gold mining
but
upgrades.
yeah, both will have skill barding armor in as well. So what do we see now from GS Tranquil? So he's in castle, and it's Step Lancers. Yes, it's Step Lancers.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Uh,
I keep thinking that maybe this set could have went differently if only the first game from Tranquils wasn't Malay.
yeah,
I still feel like that
I
the,
can
the
understand.
whole game plan got thrown aside by the fact that he went with he played his civ wrong basically. He went with a civ that doesn't have the
Yeah, I have to
advantages
agree.
he wanted to take advantage of.
I'm curious if
Are
Cybercool
we
will
throwing
go
away the scouts here for
camos.
Trankos?
I mean,
Throwing away some
the
HP at
scars
least.
don't really serve any purpose for him right now. So I would prefer if he would use it raiding, or just make sure that he is luring the spearman away while he's raiding with the lancers.
And we have a second
And
TC being dropped for Trankos on the bottom.
I don't hate it.
Yep.
Cybercool is going knights. I don't hate it. But he could also have gone with camels, because they are cheaper.
Yep.
And would counter both whatever the enemy is going. Like, they both counter step lancers and also knights. So. But I don't hate it.
I would have preferred if the steppies would actually go, because the spearmen just gonna clear up the scouts very fast. But you can use their numbers if steppies go in first and they can be the spears.
What I hate from both of them is that they only have 1 production building.
Actually, it's two stable knights for Cybercool.
Oh, I didn't see the second save.
Yeah, it's 2 stable knights for Cybercool, but I don't like that it's only 1 for Trankos.
Yeah, oh, okay, then it makes sense. And he could take the fight.
And I don't think Cybercool is taking into account the elevation here. He just wants to catch up and fight. He's not thinking about the fact that the Trankos managed to get the high ground. And we are closer to his base, so he can get reinforcements in quicker. So that was nicely done by Trankos to actually get himself an advantage there.
Yeah, Cybercool can kind of afford it, because the Berber C bonuses, they get cheaper stable units, both in Castle Legend and Imperial.
Yeah, very true.
It's not the worst rate for him, but it is more cost effective losing units for him than others for the civilization. But I don't hate either player position right now. And Trankos is now also tacking into a second stable. And he's going Camel Riders.
Okay, so we have 2 stables and camels in queue for Trankos. I do like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. I think it is good to counter the enemy. What I think he is missing is actually to get an attack upgrade right now.
Yep.
They have brought +1/+1. I think that would help his case. But I think Mongol. I actually don't know. I don't know if the Mongol HP upgrade only applies to Scout and Step Lancers and not to Camels, but I don't think it applies to Camels.
And Cybercool deciding on 2 different houses to hit instead of finding like a gate or a palisade wall to find his way in, which gives enough time for the camels to be in even bigger numbers for Trankos and catch up to them and just clear this out.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like small decision making errors, I guess, for both of them in picking
but
these
Cybercool
fights.
now is making a third TC in the middle. I think long term he will be in a better position.
Again, he
Also-
has like basically outboomed in every single game so far as well. So
Yeah.
that's why I say like I think the early damage has to be more decisive for Trankos because like Cybercool seems to be perfectly fine with
and he's
defending
throwing
until
away
he
the
gets
camels.
a position he wins from.
Yeah, I think so. I think he could have prolonged Feudal Age and ended the battle. Even if Cybercool cleared up, he could have done way more damage.
Yeah.
And right now he's suffering with unit control. Well, actually both of them, but I think Trankos is just throwing away army.
Okay,
He's
again
having a good fight on
we
me.
are disregarding the heal completely for Cybercool. I think Trankos keeps it in mind and he always leads Game Champion from a position like this, but it's now like a clear win thanks to the heal. Interestingly enough, neither of them, like, we're going camels, knights back and forth, and neither of them is considering a monastery.
Actually, Trankos does. He's making it.
Making it, okay, now I'm seeing it, next to the TC down below. And he's also getting a third TC below as well. And this time around, like, we're still not seeing Cybercool, like, outboom him. So, equal number of arms, not a big difference in idle TC time as before. He's up in score, so probably feels better about that. Unit composition looking better, and following up with 3 TCs when your opponent is on 3 TCs as well. So I'm liking this game from Trankos a lot better, and I feel like he kind of needed 2 games to
Yes.
get it together.
I think this is truly the save that I think he's most comfortable. I don't know what he's like, but I think this is where my game plan of going into stable units and winning, the Mongols can get you there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love the humans and the Mongols, and one of the reasons I do is because I say I love civs that I feel like I can win the entire game with by just getting stable units or just getting units on horse. And for the most part, like if you have like Mongols, Cav Archers, Step Lancers, Camels, means you can win the game on horse.
They have everything.
Yeah. And everything is good. So winning the game from
Unlike
horseback
the Malay Cavalier.
well, yeah, which you can do with the Malay Cavalier.
Okay, I think the monk will heal up the units. I just unable. Oh no, it's still in the queue.
Yeah, but that would be nice. Unfortunately for Trankos, he's kind of struggling a goal at this very moment. So we are stopping like production of our camels. So we are seeing better number for the Berbers player here.
Yeah, he's taking Hunt, which he doesn't really need, and dropping farms. I think those 3 farms should have been mining camp between the 2 castles, or near the stable.
Now here's the funny part to me. So once again, Cybercool 9 on stone gonna have a castle up first, and it's gonna be defensive. So Diastranko is gonna be late to stone and getting a castle out as well, but most likely won't have to worry about it since it won't be an offensive castle that he wouldn't be able to stop because of the difference in numbers right now.
On this map, actually, it's really tricky to place defense. Like if you place a defensive castle, I think it should be on the hill or on the. Even if
like
it's in the middle end,
right in
like,
front of these houses.
it is downhill.
Cybercool, I think.
I'm not sure. It is a double-edged sword. I think here, but he doesn't know that he has the army to support a forward castle. Like if he would put it on the follow side, it could kill the eco of Trankos.
Yep, very true. And when you look at the score, like he feels behind, so he might think that the army numbers correspond to that. And But he's keeping army queued up, which is I think very
And
good.
Tranko's actually, I think this is the first game when he has a villager advantage. A solid villager
Yep,
advantage.
this time around it's like a double-digit villager advantage for Trankos, and Trankos has a significantly lower idle TC time this time around.
And he's going to fight some damage. Oh no, actually Cybercool is going for an aggressive castle. I like it.
Okay, we are seeing it. So I love how we're seeing like in the third game we are seeing Cybercool dropping offensive castles and DS Trankos out booming.
Yeah, I think both of them are playing better. Like this is the
Yep.
best game so far.
And it could be like some like stress, and it could be stuff like that. Of course, it's like
Could be.
tournament games. Okay, are we gonna see a convert before we go down for the monk? I think we will. Yeah, we do. We get a convert and we die out. Thank you, monk. You did your part.
Yeah, 8 versus 20, Kamal. I
Yeah,
don't
that-
like Tranko's position anymore.
Yeah, like no,
got-
I said nothing about the camels. The camels aren't doing their part. The monk just did his.
Yeah. At least he had the third stable, but I don't think he is not even producing.
Yep.
I don't know what was the game plan. He is now doing a fourth stable. Oh, no, that's the market.
Yep.
He didn't a market.
But now Trankos has nothing to
he's-
stop the castle going up with.
Yeah. I think he's going to drop a market, sell food to get gold, and then the cycle will just begin because he will not be able to stop that castle. And
Yep.
the only good thing is that it is not really posing a direct threat to him right now,
Yep.
but soon it
If he
will.
was right in front of the gate, it would actually range the TC. And
And
at
like
point
3
it would be very
villagers might
dangerous.
die.
Yeah.
Too. He just has to delete the farm and he is going to be okay in the next 5 minutes. But the problem is that okay, he is now dropping stable left and right. I don't know if this is going to be a light cap play, camo play, or what. No, actually, he said
I've-
1,000.
I generally don't like this thing that they're doing. So okay, so we have him from Cybercool, and Diaschenko is not far away himself in terms of resources, but needs to rush down a university to go up. But what I wanted to say is like what I don't like people doing often is, so Tranko saw Cybercool going camels, and he said, okay, well I go camels as well. He could have gone pike, had it done for cheaper, and he'd have the winning fight here.
Yeah.
And it's often that we see this, and I've seen this from many players in many elos, where you go the same unit, and if you have basically the same upgrades available, it's gonna basically end up as a numbers fight. And I don't like doing that. Like, I don't want it to be a simple numbers game when I could have just went the counter unit when I saw what you were doing. Also,
Yeah,
DS Strength is
especially-
idling for no reason here.
I think he's idling because he's queuing up army and getting upgrades. Now he's taking in the pikeman. Like I think he's in the
Yeah.
mindset. Okay, I have 90 villagers. That's going to be enough. I need army. I cannot afford army and villager production at
Yeah.
the same time, which is not a bad idea here.
But you see these camels
Uh,
here, you see this castle here, you can assume your opponent just like you is going up to him.
No.
I would have like broken this palisade wall on the side and taken these villies out.
What's really hurting Trankos is the 15 villagers in the town center not achieving anything.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm saying.
that is food eco there.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, why are we idling these here? I didn't mean the idle TC time. I meant like, why are we
Yeah,
idling the villagers?
No,
here?
I thought you meant another thing. My apologies.
No worries. And this is a weird castle as well.
It is defending that 9 villagers while leaving the 15 just there. I think I can see one reason for that, and that is that the enemy cannot, if they go trebuchet, they cannot be in the defense of the castle fire if he wants to tear down this castle. My problem is okay. But what echo exactly you have there, so it's easier for the enemy just to walk around unless he's tunnel
Yep.
vision like I was.
But here's the problem.
Like,
He
you
got
did-
his numbers up, but he's down 20 camels still, and it's gonna be heavy camels for the opponent. He's not
Yeah,
getting
but
skill
he
level.
no, they're both getting heavy camera and also he has 11 pikemen.
Okay, now he
the
gets
problem
the
is
level
that-
as well.
He Mongols don't have halberdiers.
Oh yeah.
The pikemen will have to do at
Yeah.
this point.
But I don't think it's a
And-
bad choice.
Yeah, and there is a defensive castle, but we are hitting the castle instead of villager, and now we are seeing the enemy's army. Here I would much more understand if Trankos is going to call it than in the last game, to
No,
be
I
honest.
don't want him. I don't want him to do
I
that
don't
again.
want him, but it will be more understandable in this scenario.
Because he
I
at
really
least
hope
sees
that
the
it doesn't.
army in front of him. Yeah, that.
Yeah, and he's sending the pikemen, but the enemy notices it. I think Trankos still have a way back into this game. The problem is that he's not replenishing his food eco down there. And he's
Yep.
getting raided by a few camels there because Cybercool can afford to split his
Yeah,
army.
but he goes headfirst into the camels
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
into the pikes
before
here,
the upgrade.
and
All
before
you
the
needed
upgrade.
was
No, no, no,
10
no. You
seconds.
need to wait 10 seconds. We need to wait 10 seconds here.
I think this is
But
over.
the pike are still doing a large amount of damage, and now it's heavy camels for both.
Yeah.
But we've lost the. Okay, we are
What
below. We are below ground. Oh, we have the low
Yeah.
ground as
And
well.
the problem is we are not producing anything right now. This
Yep.
is GG. Trebs is being lost. Camels are everywhere.
Yep.
Camels in the eco. Yeah, GG code. I understand it.
Yep.
But this is a much more convincing game from both sides, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this is a game when, despite Trankos losing, I think this is a game that he can be proud of.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I just think the end switch was late because we've seen, and Resbu saying it as well, like how much damage the pikes were actually able to do here. They kind of equalized this fight a lot compared to what
Yeah,
it was
camels don't hold up as well against spikes.
as
The
knights
knights
do.
do.
Yeah, and like look at the low HPs as well. So this was like, if we didn't lose the high ground, if we waited for the upgrade to fully come in, and if we had the pikes in just like a few more
Yep.
of them a bit sooner,
Or
we
even
would
just
be
two
able to.
monks healing or converting from behind. Like,
Yeah, we would have
yeah.
been able to win this fight.
I think another avenue that Trankos could have done is that instead of going up Imperial, he had all the stables. Just get light cav, get like 20 like scout light cav, whatever, and just raid the enemy's eco base. He has nothing at home.
Yep,
Uh,
exactly.
and he could be up later to Imperial, but I don't think it was 50-50 which move he plans, but I don't think either one was worse than the other. So
Yeah, exactly. And as Jurgen is rightfully saying here as well, it's like just a few changes are needed for Trenkos to win these games
yeah,
and to increase his elo in general as well because and he knows some of this for sure. Like you've seen him concentrate more in boom in the third game. We've seen him be aggressive early on and then respond well in the
yep.
previous
Maybe it is
games.
his first tournament and the
Could
nerves
be
got
as
to
well.
him. Like
Could be as well.
he is a solid player, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah, of
And
course.
he played the first game was questionable. The second I think was early, but the third one was really strong play from him.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't want to face him.
But that being said, all credits go to Cybercool as well, who played three very clean games, three very similar games, but he always had a game plan, always stuck to it, played it out well, defended well when he needed to, and went forward like he needed to and when he needed to, and was able to always like win a crucial fight and snowball from there, which is also a very good playstyle to have. It's like you defend until you are on the offensive basically, and you never stop from that point, which I think is always also a very good playstyle if you can pull it off. And that also being said, I also want to thank you, Emma, for being here all the time and
You're welcome.
casting. It was a pleasure. I'd love to have you around on possibly on Friday as well when we do some more casting. And for tonight, that will be about it. I hope you guys also enjoyed the games, and I hope to see you on Friday. I hope to see you in other streams as well, watching the Den Battle Royale. And I hope to see you most likely for the weekend when we do that recap so we can all check the standings, the results, and what it all looks like. This one was, in the end, a 3-0 for Cybercool here. Thank you, Resbu. Glad to hear it. And I'll send you over to our buddy Elendil, who is playing some, well, Age of Empires. If you, I don't know why would you expect anything else.
What a change! What a change!
Yeah. But I think Elendil himself is playing, so let's go right over to him. And I hope you have a blast over there as well. See you all.
Have a good one, chat.